welcome to the Easily Excitable podcast. My name is Top, and with me this week is Dom. Hey man, how's it going?
It's going well, Topham. How are things with you?
Things are going okay. I'm trying my best to not go crazy. Because it's been... Well, we've just passed September, and I came over here in May, the 5th month. September 9th month. Therefore, I have been here just over 4 months. And I left my job just before the end of April. So I'm like, I've had nothing to do and give me purpose for a bunch of months other than be here and around for my wife. So it's a bit crazy and kind of I don't know, isolating. I'm just here on my own at the house waiting until I can get a driving license and a job so I can leave the house when I want and get places, because
I was about to say it's a very different thing not having your own freedom in America, not having a driver's license and stuff. Are you able to get out at all? Is there anything nearby?
I can get a lift to go to downtown, which is 15-minute drive.
No, I mean just a walk to the shops. Is there just nothing? No, there's
no,
of course
there's
not.
No paths or anything. So I mean, I can walk to a place that's some shops that are nearby, but it'll probably take me 35 minutes to get there, and it's along the side of a road that's a 5-lane highway, and I'm just this is a wide road that I don't really feel comfortable walking along next to. So I'm this is joyous. And yeah, the whole thing's kind of odd and surreal. But
You'll get there. You'll get there eventually. So what's going on with the license then? Because we had a brief discussion about the car.
Yeah, the license is tied.
Sorry,
to
not
me
the car.
getting
The job.
Social security number. Yeah, it's all tied to me getting a social security number through the work permit. So I can't get a driving license until I've got a social security number, and that will come through when my work permit comes through. So, and then it's going to be really crazy because then I can have a bank account, which is good, because I'm I need a bank account, because at the moment I'm just I can pay for things, but at the same time I'll have to pay for my bank here's overseas charges, and I'm just don't really want to do that, because that costs a lot if you want to use a credit card or a debit card relatively frequently to buy things. So buying things is generally off the table right now. But oh well. And yeah, it's just really strange, and everyone's oh yeah, it's cooling down, and I don't know, it's 28-30 degrees at least today, and I'm just this isn't cool, and they're all just insistent that yeah, fall is here. I'm just oh no, you are very much mistaken, apart from the fact that it is that time of year. It's very warm.
It's just, yeah, you've got some adjusting to do, unfortunately. It's 4 months, and you're that's a lot of time, but at the same time, you're now living in a completely different country to what you're used to. Even just general culture shock.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to sort of rub it in. But literally, I can walk to 4 supermarkets in about 20 minutes. There's literally a Tesco Express 100 meters away from me.
Yeah,
I can see the sign from here. There's a little across the roundabout. There's another massive Tesco down the road, and for the Americans, that's kind of like Walmart, I guess. It's just food.
Maybe probably a Kroger, or not Whole Foods, but I don't know. Kroger's here. I don't know.
But anyway, yeah, it's supermarket.
Yeah, I used to live 10 minutes away from a supermarket, and I was just I could just walk, 10 minutes walk away, not 10 minutes drive, 10 minutes walk. So I'm just it's so different, and yeah, I am taking time to get used to and adjust to that, and it's just kind of just crazy that I'm just there's so much to think about everything, and yeah, it's a whole different world. And then I just don't even want to talk about politics of either country right now, because they're both a mess, and I'm just that's just overwhelming too. So I've just decided to put my phone down and not look at news ever, because it's just
the only thing I'll say to you is just make sure that you're registered to vote. Like postal, like get a not a postal, but get a vote by proxy. Just get one of them done now before like it's gonna happen. We were like not to talk too politics, but next 12 months something's gonna happen that you're gonna have to vote on. So make sure you're registered and all that.
Yeah, just need to make sure. I'm sure I'm registered back at my parents' house. I actually should have written to the local council. I think I did write to the local council just saying I'm leaving to go to America. But I'm not sure what's going to happen there because I'm here forever. So
as long as you have,
I should still be able to vote.
Yeah, as long as you have UK citizenship, you should be able to vote. I think.
Yeah, should be able to vote. Yeah.
At least in general elections.
Yes.
Probably not council elections. But anyway, sort that out later.
Yes.
Onto happier stuff.
I know, right? Yeah.
Were you saying about your music earlier?
Yeah, I should by now. I've been here 4 months. I totally should have recorded an album. As Dom can see, and I've talked about before, I've got a new microphone. This microphone really, really good for recording music. Really good for recording amps.
Is that what is that? I recognise it.
Sennheiser E609.
Yeah, I thought it was a Sennheiser.
And to me it captures the sound that I hear in the room, on a recording, which is kind of what I really like. The SM58 is very directional, which is what I was using before. I've got some other mics like the Blue Snowball sitting around, and that's okay, but that's really good for capturing background noise and ambience around the room. So I usually sit that quite away from the amp, and I've got this one pushed up right against it. But yeah, like I said, this sounds really nice when got things up to your ears, and that got me distracted from the original point. Was I should have recorded about an album's worth of stuff right now. At the beginning of September, I was like, I'm going to record an album. I've written down the track listing, all the ideas are written down in my book, and then I got distracted and cleaned the house instead.
Nice.
Because Rachel was away, and then the following weekend, the new Path of Exile League started, and the previous 3 months, so June, July, and August, I was just generating ideas, playing around, getting some ideas together, trying to put a bunch of stuff together. By my count as well, I have 17 tracks I can get recorded that are relatively well fleshed out. And so I'm I want to get this done. I want to get it recorded. But at the same time, if I come up against one wall in one song that I'm recording, I'm just okay, that's me done for the day, and just put tools down, which is unfortunate.
You've got to push. You got to push through that, man. You got to.
Yeah.
You got to try and push through that. It happens all the time, doesn't it? When you're at work.
Yeah.
When you're doing your reports and whatever, and you just get there and just I don't want to do this, but you drive through. I've had one of those moments recently in work. Vic was over a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. So this is now week 3 of work after she's left. Not that I'm counting or anything.
Hey, I did the same thing.
I know.
So you know.
you two are living the life. You're doing well. So I've been in kind of a bit of a slump, and then a load of shit popped off of work, which was I'm now I was pissed off at it at the time, but now I'm fucking laughing my ass off about it. It's great, and everyone's oh my god, how are you okay? I'm I'm fucking amazing. This is great.
Yeah, because you said before about not having anything to do, and you were just waiting for stuff to come.
Oh no, that's god, yeah. No, I've got a contract. I'm working down at EDF now. I'm working
oh nice.
I'm working on Hinkley. So I've actually got shit to do, and hit stuff's trying to hit the fan, with something, and somebody got very pissed off at me, and people were oh my god, that person is so out of line. Are you okay? And I'm just I'm fucking loving this.
Yeah,
this is great. I have shit to do, but I came back from Vic being over for a week, and we were in because we were here. We were in Bristol. We didn't leave. Or actually, no, we did. We went up to Nottingham to see Dan and Ellie. But then we came back here for a while. And we were going out and just meeting up with friends and we went to Bristol Zoo and just did
nice.
coupley stuff. Uh-huh. So then I was used to having her here, in the apartment. And then for the first 2 weeks, it's just been a drag. Waking up and oh, she's not here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's not here anymore. And but then it's. I've because work's kicked off in the past week. Mm-hmm. Suddenly I'm getting enthused, And like it was really annoying because like Monday was rubbish last week.
Yeah.
Tuesday was like, oh god. Wednesday it's really kicked off badly. Thursday, by that point I was over it, and Friday I had like the most productive day I've had in like a year. Like literally,
Nice.
probably more than that. Like this is probably the most productive. That was probably the most productive day I have had in terms of work since I left my last job like 2 years ago. And then like today was also the same thing. I was just like kicking ass and taking names, and everyone was like, "Are you okay?" I'm just like, I thrive on this.
Yeah.
I remember why I do this shit, because I'm like just having the drama and having like just people like spouting just endless shit.
Yeah.
But like still having to like do all this engineering calculations and stuff. I'm just like, I live for this.
Yeah, that's like me, like, at the beginning of last year, beginning of 2018, when I got back, and there was so much to do. I was like, okay, what have we got to do? I wrote myself list after list, and, like, updated them, kept track of what I was doing. Everyone was like, oh, is there anything I can help with? I was like, no, it's just stuff I've got to work through.
Yeah.
With, like, 30 things on my list initially that just only grew and grew and grew until eventually they hired someone to replace me. But I was doing so much, and I was so happy that I was busy all the time with these things, just keeping you ticking over and fixing this problem, fixing that problem. I'm just like, kind of.
Well, it might be just that you have to. Pardon me, sorry. It might be just you have to like approach your day to day like that. You know.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, grab hold of it and just like fucking wrestle it to the fucking ground. It's gonna suck. You know it's gonna suck. You're older than me. You know this shit.
Yeah, I know.
But like, kick your own ass and
Yeah.
just go do it, and you'll feel so much better about it.
Yeah,
But-
definitely. I need to definitely give myself a routine. Like, I'm getting up and I'm being like, okay, what am I doing today? And it's usually, I'll go for an hour long cycle. I was doing 2.5 hours a while ago, but I've started going to the gym as well. So I'm just like, I'm trying to balance that out as well. So like a 1 hour cycle in the morning still leaves me with enough energy to go to the gym if Rachel wants to go to the gym once she's done with work. So and then at least I'm covering 25 kilometers in a day. That's what I'm going to try and do consistently.
I'm glad that you're keeping up with your fitness and stuff, because like I was kind of worried with you like coming over, like stuff was going to fall to the wayside, and glad that's not one of the things.
That's like the one thing I'm just like, that is the thing that is keeping me probably the most sane, because I am getting out of the house and I'm going, not listening to anything. I'm cycling along a road for an hour. It's the same road every time, so I can just shut off. My brain will just go through things. And like, I don't know how many. I looked at a list yesterday and talked through with Rachel and her mum that I've got at least 4 business ideas that I want to try and start, but at the same time, I need to get a job so I can like accumulate some money so I can try and start these ideas and get that going. But yeah, I've had those ideas and they're just sitting there, and I'm just like, what else can I do with my day? At the moment, it's fill it with Path of Exile, which is good and fun, but that's because 2 of the guys that I usually talk to nearly every day, they've started playing it and we're all playing together and just having a good time, and they're always around. So I'm like, yeah, this is great. But at the same time, it's definitely, I am wasting time playing video games.
I have just sneaked peek at your Steam page, and you've hit the quadruple
I just
numbers.
crossed 1,000 hours in it.
Yeah. Well, you say just. You got 1,033. So 1,000 and a day and a half.
That's really bad.
Yeah, that is.
No,
like,
that's really bad because I crossed 1,000 on Thursday.
Oh!
Yeah. Rachel and I were playing it all weekend. Like,
Well, you've put in on Steam, right? Mm-hmm. I hate to break this to you. On Steam, in the past 2 weeks, you put in over 104 hours.
that's not surprising because the league only launched like 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and 3 days ago.
Admittedly,
So
that's 104 hours in everything that you've played. But
Yeah.
I'm looking at the other 2 things that you played, which pop up on the thing, and like the 2 next highest plays are 1.2 hours and 0.6. So
What are they? Is that
Divinity
puzzle
Original
game?
Sin for an
Okay,
hour,
that's-
hour and a bit, and Warframe for 0.6 hours.
they've been relatively recent, yes.
That's within the past 2 weeks. Yeah, that's how Steam.
Yeah. I've been playing Destiny 2 as well with the lads. That's going free to play in like
Now,
2 weeks, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it's gone. I think it's already gone, hasn't it? I thought it did.
No, it's 1st of October now.
God knows. I'm just like
Oh yeah, it's next Tuesday. It's next
Yeah,
Tuesday.
it's just I don't know what, because I bought the original edition,
Yeah.
But I don't know where now it's going free to play because people who go into free to play get more than what I bought it for. So I don't know whether I'm getting like extra shit or whether I'm just like sucks to be me. But to be honest,
get extra stuff. It'll be Destiny New Light, which will have the original DLCs in them as well before Forsaken.
I mean, I don't have the DLCs. Is the thing. But
no, you'll get them.
Yeah,
you'll get them on Steam.
That's the thing. So it's just like I'm just waiting for. I guess I'm waiting for that to happen maybe because like Andy the Cider Man. And he's still
playing a bunch.
He plays loads of it. He still does.
Yeah.
He's really enjoying it. Like that's like his chill out game right now. For when we're not like because we've got back into Gmod quite badly in the group.
Mm-hmm. I tried
recently.
to download that the other day so that I could try and play with you guys, but I just haven't been available because I've been playing Path of Exile with the lads. And I'm just like,
It's also been a quiet couple of weeks because Harry, Emma, and Andy have been AFK for 2 weeks straight.
Scotland.
Yeah. It's good for some, isn't it?
Yeah.
that was so many like good vistas and stuff. But yeah, it's they do them. I'm not into all that walking stuff. I can't do that shit. I will jump off a mountain. I will not climb up one.
Fair enough.
I will happily sit in a chairlift and do that.
Yeah.
I'm the insane bastard who ties 2 pieces of wood to his feet and jumps down them. But anyway, I haven't done that in ages. I need to do that again.
I haven't been snowboarding in ages. I'm just like, I want to snowboard. But I also learned how to ski first, and I'm just like, I'm moderately confident, but I much prefer boarding. Anyway, I am like full of distractions. That's like par for the course at the moment anyway. So
you always were full of distractions. You always have been full of distractions, mate. Like this is
true.
this is nothing normal. Like this is nothing
kind
abnormal.
Of just amplified by the fact that I don't have like much focus at the moment.
Yeah.
But like Destiny's going free to play. I'm excited about that. I've picked up Warframe. That's free to play. So I'm concerned that very soon the games that I'm going to be playing the most are free to play games. Although I'm probably be playing for the Destiny expansion when it comes out.
This is the thing, though. Sounds bad.
Yeah.
Are you playing free to play games like Warframe and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of time on your hands and a lot of time to kill, you're going to get a lot of mileage and a lot of good stuff out of those games. Because like I tried Warframe a couple of years back now because Atlaeus was massively into it, massively.
Yes.
And he like had like all the frames and he was like doing all the stuff because he could grind out. Because that was like between when he was like kind of not in school, like he was like he just graduated, but then he was like waiting to see like for his next exams and like he had like a 9-month thing where he's just like not doing anything basically.
Yeah.
So he just grinded out Warframe, and he already had like 400 odd hours, and then that suddenly like chopped up to like 1,000 odd.
Yeah.
And he got like all this stuff, and I tried it for like I think I have like 2 hours in it, and I'm just like, I can see this is just grind, and it's not unenjoyable grind. It's probably all right, but I just do not have the time right now to dedicate to something like this.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, definitely. Like, Path of Exile is like a thing Rachel and I will play like when she's out of work as well. So I'm just like, okay, that's something I will keep up with. But yeah, the people I play these games with, like, Stefan's in the UK, so the times he's free, I'm free because his like from my afternoon onwards is his evening onwards, and then Ewan, who I play with. He's in Alaska. He moved from Wales to Alaska, which is
that's a hell of a difference.
So
that is a big move.
Yeah,
also,
so
I bet you he's the only Welshman up there.
I know, right?
Put good money on that.
4 hours. Yeah. Well, he doesn't have a job. He's living with his wife, but they who's from Alaska. No, she's not from Alaska. She lives in Alaska, which is why he moved there. And so he's trying to find a job, but to no avail because the job market up there is savage and fierce, and people will hire Americans over.
Yeah, it's the ass end of it's the definition of the ass end of nowhere, and the only people they will hire are locals because there's a lot of locals up there who don't have jobs. You know.
Yes. Yeah. So he's struggling to find a job. So he's always free. So from like 11 o'clock my time, which is 7 a.m. onwards. So 11 a.m. onwards, he'll be free as well, and he's just like, another day for searching jobs. He'll apply for a few and then like hop online to chat with the lads. At which point, everyone's on. Sen's got off of work because he finishes at 3 UK time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. And then like we're all around and we'll just chat for a couple of hours and play games together, and it's just like, it just escalates like that nearly every day, which is kind of why I'm just like, oh yeah, my productivity's a little low right now. But I also, have picked up the guitar. I've started learning a bunch of songs as well, actually. I just need to find someone that can sing them. Who knew? But yeah. So
don't look at me. Apparently I have an okay singing voice, but I don't know how to...
Oh, no.
I don't know how to do like sheet music. Like,
no, don't worry. I'm just like, I need to find someone local that I can play with.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, let's go
and all my time at the moment is spent with, like, because the new job as well I mentioned, to work in EDF, that means that I have to go on the outskirts of Bristol. I got to be in the centre every day now, so I've traded unfortunately, I've traded 5 days a week of a 10-minute walk for 1 day a week doing that, but then 4 days a week on a half-an-hour bus each way. Oof. And a 10-minute walk afterwards. So my commute has gone from round trip like 25 minutes to round trip like an hour and a half. So that's eating time. And then I'm playing in or DMing 3 campaigns of D&D because I'm an insane person apparently. So that's a lot of time as well.
I'm down to like 0 D&D at the moment, and like, because I'm not driving or going anywhere, I'm not listening to any podcasts either. So I'm just like, I know, like, I just adore listening to podcasts. That's something that like is a staple of not my personality, but
of
like,
you, yeah.
Everyone knows that about me, that I listen to a lot of podcasts. And relatively recently, that has been vehemently untrue. I don't know if I have been like meticulously watching the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast, because they're British lads that live in Newcastle.
Yeah.
And they say things, and I'm like, this is hilarious because they're British. And I'm just like, and I've spent a lot of time watching pro wrestling and following that, because that's just something I can do over here relatively easily. And like, there was an event on a few weeks ago, and I was just like, I'll go to that because it was in the town I'm in. And we've just had opportunities to go around the place and see different things, and that's been cool. But yeah, I'm just like, that's like the only podcast, the Cultaholic Wrestling podcast is the one that I'm like really been keeping up with, and it's kind of just because they're making dumb British references that I'm just like, I get that, and
keep up with it. You gotta maintain your Britishness somehow.
Yeah, and so they're saying things, and then I'll come out like I've come out with a few sayings recently, and I'm just like, yeah, this is fine. This is a British thing to say. And Rachel's like, I've never heard that before. I'm just like, yeah, it's still British. Woo!
Have you been watching? Thinking of that actually. Have you been watching the Achievement Hunter show, Ready Set Show?
Yes. It's so good, isn't it?
So good. They've had a couple of misses. I'll admit they've had a couple of misses, but like I finished watching before we got on. I actually watched the one on the Rooster Teeth site, which came out like today. Where they're blind tasting foods. It's so good. So good.
Nice.
But like, yeah, the ones with Gavin where he's like got the Britishisms, and like there was a couple of them there which I was looking at it like, I think that.
Yeah.
Like,
I knew most of them, but I sit watching them with Rachel because she's like, what does that mean? I'm just like, you will find out, but which do you think it is? Because it's inherently funny for me to ask an American like what. Yeah,
it was the same with Vic, because we went. I watched it and I was like, the first one was like, you have to watch this, and I watched it with her, and I was pausing like every time. I was like, what do you reckon? Then she was like, I can't remember what it was, but she was like, oh, Wazuk is definitely not a thing. I'm like, she was trying to bait me out with stuff, and I was like, I'm not telling you anything. And I think that one came out. She's like, Wazuk? What? Why is that a word? That's not a word. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's a Wazuk.
I think my favourite one was like the Billy No Mates.
Yeah, I was about to say Billy No Mates and Jeremy. He's like, it's so harsh, but he's like, yeah, it was. It is. That's what like fucking. That's like what like
like
year 8
bullying stuff.
Yeah, it's like year 8s, year 9s call each other like 10. The Americans like 8th, 9th grade. Like, this is the shit they say to each other before they know how to properly swear.
Yeah.
it's so good.
So funny.
It's so harsh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, those have been keeping me entertained as well.
There's been some
I've
really
tried
good.
to keep up with off topic, like the one where Jeff started the off topic. That was really good, but that was also something that needed to be addressed because Rooster Teeth's in a bit of a, I'm not going to say shambles, but there's two different things going on at the same time. There's the fact that people were fired and the website is transitioning. And
Well, it's not. I don't think. I think there's a lot more going on than we are aware. Well, there obviously is a lot more going on than we're aware of, because there was the whole thing with Gray, and do you not know?
Is that the hiring and animation department leads? Yes, yeah. I am
and then
aware. It's just
So there was the whole thing with Gray, and there was the whole thing with like the animation studio, and I just think that recently they've just expanded too fast, and whatever they were trying, what's happened is, looking at the outside, and it could be wrong, is they've expanded too fast, and their business is built off risk. It is. You can't not grow a business without taking risks.
Yes.
And I think they took a risk with a few things recently. I think Genlock was probably the most recent thing, and just it hasn't panned out as well as they'd have liked.
Yeah.
Like, it might have made them money, but it might not have made them enough money to keep being as they were. And like they've done like other stuff which is like not even part of, like, apparently there's been a whole series or a whole couple of episodes of Immersion for like the Discovery Channel or something, which I have no way or any idea how to watch, and I'd love to watch that. It's like my favourite show.
Yes, I saw the Shark Week one because that was really good, but I was also over here living here at the time, and so it was easily available for me. But yeah, this is something I was talking about with Spencer recently as well, that just like, it just seems like they seem to be a bit misguided and have invested too much too quickly. But it also feels odd that like they did do a massive expansion like maybe 2 years ago, over the last, it was like 2 years ago, and now we're seeing the real effects of it.
Well, there's also like they released a game as well.
Yes. Did you see how many max concurrent players they had playing that game?
I think the max they ever reached was like 50.
It was 323 on release day.
Yeah. 320. Like a week later, I think when they released the second Let's Play on Achievement Hunter, like one of the top comments is like, guys, this game concurrently has 6 maximum players.
Yeah.
And there's currently 6 Achievement Hunters playing. It was just like, it was dead on arrival. And it was, I just don't know. I just don't know. So, because they made, what was it, Rooster Teeth Games or whatever it is. They made it because somebody made that, the Ruby game, way back when. And then they made Ruby Grim Eclipse, and that must have made them some portion of money.
Yeah,
but,
and then they did, what was it, Bendy and the Ink Machine?
That was them?
As well? I want to say it was. I have to do some research right now because
hold on, I don't think that was them. I think this is only the second thing they came out with, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's not something on Steam. Hold on, Rooster Teeth Games, Ruby Glim Eclipse.
Publishers, Rooster Teeth Games, yeah. They published it, okay. Maybe not.
Oh, they published. Well, okay, they published it. That's different. Yeah, developing. Yes. They don't have. Developing, they have other stuff on there as well.
Yeah.
Disorder, whatever Disorder is. But yeah, I just feel that they've made a few business decisions recently that just haven't panned out for them, and it's unfortunate. But this does happen with business, and it's not enough to sink them. By no means. They still have. This is the thing. Like, I wouldn't curse it, but Ruby is still raking in money.
Yes.
And Ruby is like, the next season will be coming out soon because they teased that at RTX.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So in the next probably about 6 months or so, they'll start releasing more episodes of that. And like, I bet you that'll be, unless something catastrophic happens with that, but that'll be great. But it's like, there's a load of shows recently that have just gone under. Like, you can tell that the podcasts are not as popular as they have been previously, especially live audiences. There was, Genlock. A lot of people liked it, but a lot of people were just like, eh.
I never saw any of it.
And neither did I. I just had no desire to see it. But they hired like really, really. They must have had to pay some
in the moment people because they had Michael B. Jordan on it. Like,
Michael B. Jordan. They had fucking David Tennant. Like, they had people who like not necessarily like A grade. Well, Michael B. Jordan kind of was at the time, but like not necessarily like the A grade of A grade actors, but at the same time like people who you would have had to pay quite a substantial check to get them to do stuff. And like, I mean, the same thing kind of happened with RWBY. Is that they started bringing in like very accomplished voice actors to do stuff. They just signed
on Christina V.
Who's that one?
Excited. She does Ladybird in Macro's Tales of Ladybird.
they've got the. I mean, they've already got the replacement for like just to show how big RWBY was. Like after the whole thing which happened with Vic, like they managed to get a replacement for him like within a month.
Yes.
Who I can't remember. I don't know the name of the actor, but I know he was Mordecai from Borderlands. That's where I know him from. Yeah. But like they changed voice actors before, so it's not gonna kill the franchise. But like, yeah, there's just like a load of decisions which Rooster Teeth have made recently that you look back on and you're like, in hindsight, you're just like, yeah, those just didn't pan out. It's not that they didn't go wrong. It's just that they just didn't pan out. And like the site.
Go ahead.
Yeah, the site. Sorry, I'm having a rant here.
It's okay. It's okay.
Feel free to stop me if you want me to stop.
Oh no, it's fine. I want to hear it. So
it's the site's like changing over. Like there was obviously what I would think of as version 1 of the site, but I joined 6-7 years ago, and that was back then when it was kind of the golden age of the site, which I hope is a. Sorry if anyone's listening to this who doesn't agree with me, but like back then it was. You could scroll for ages and it would be completely fine. Like, I was part of the site, I think, when RWBY Red trailer came out. That's kind of what brought me back into Rooster Teeth. But then, it changed over to the new site. And then that's now become the legacy site with the new site.
Yeah.
And I made a bit of an effort to get onto it, but I was just looking at it like, there's just too much... The UI is just not... clear enough.
It's too difficult to navigate, and I'm finding that because I don't know how many people I follow. I don't know.
You don't follow anyone.
I don't know, and you can't. How to find anyone?
You can't follow. As far as I can tell, you can't follow individuals anymore. You have to because you post. You must
be able to.
No, you post to. I think you post to.
You post to the main feed.
To groups, so you just post to a feed, but I don't think there's no notifications anymore.
There are.
Definitely. Are there?
Yeah.
Okay, right, because maybe that doesn't work for me, because this is the thing, because I tried it when they were like, right, this is the new site, and I was like, right, I'm going to give this a shot. But then it was like a month in, and I was just like, this just isn't working. I mean, they probably fixed some of it by now. But this is the thing, it's just a shame. And then, Rooster Teeth still has a very thriving community, but they're incredibly splintered.
Yes.
And nobody's on the Rooster, and none of it's on the Rooster Teeth site anymore. It's all on Reddit. It's various Discord groups. It's like the comment section pops off constantly.
Yeah, I find the Rooster Teeth subreddit to be incredibly toxic.
Yeah.
I don't like the Rooster Teeth subreddit. There's many other subreddits that are great, that are really supportive of their communities, but Rooster Teeth one has been atrocious every time I've been in there. Every time I've commented in there, I've had horrendous
problems. Yeah, but there's I'm lucky enough to have splintered off, and we've got our own thing going on with the Good Guy Gamers, which is now pretty much separated from Rooster Teeth at this point. Like most of us met on there, but a good portion of us didn't now. So it's just like, this was our history, but I remember the time. I sound like an old codger. I remember the time 4 years ago when there was the featured group, and the Good Guy Game was the featured group for 4 fucking months on the trot.
Yeah,
because we were kicking ass. Yeah. But then it just kind of just went away.
Yeah.
I remember getting up at like doing like the I can't remember what it's called, the a lot of the groups got together and we went against each other in games.
The Rooster Rumble.
That was it, Rooster Rumble, yeah. And I remember the first year we did it and we won it. Debatably, that might have been because we only played on PC and we kind of forced everybody else to play on PC with us, which was a bit dicks on our part.
Yeah.
But I remember getting up at like 3 in the morning. One day, because I had I had to wake up at like 3:30 in the morning, like Saturday morning, because we were due to play Worms, and I'm debatably one of the better Worms players in the group. And like Emma was just like, Dom, we need you to play Worms because we do not want to lose, because everyone was getting so fucking competitive about it. So I got up at like 3:30 and basically carried whoever I was with. I think I was with Cal, or maybe not even that. I can't remember, but I basically fucking carried them to victory. And yeah, just that was the time. But then it's just the groups have splintered off from each other. Like I was part of like the Oxford Comma Cafe. I was part of like Rooster Speak, RTUK, and the GGG, and I've just decided to devote all my time to the GGG. And now I'm not in that circle anymore. I'm now part of like D&D circles, like Matt Coville and people like that. So it's just over time, just stuff moves, you know. Nothing to be sad about. It's like, it's annoying. It's just like, that's a bit of a regret, but like, yeah, the times change and people move on, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think like one of the things that's also not helped or hindered anything is that for me, Discord's been very easy, and it's evolved recently a lot as well to like be able to have groups of people on there, and that's definitely something that I've seen people go to. Like, I'm part of the Oxford Common Cafe one, the RT Georgia one, Good Guy Gamers, and then I have a bunch of others for other things that I do anyway, like Game of Bands and other things. I can't remember what the other ones are.
It's great. Discord is a great app. It's to be able to make your own servers, to just be like, hey, right, bring in a load of friends. You have an automatic voice chat. You have an automatic, like, as text many forum, text chat, as many forum photos as you want, as many like things as you want. You can invite as many people as you want without having to pay for it. I don't know how they fucking stay alive, honestly. Like,
they had Nitro, didn't they?
They have Nitro. It's still going.
Yeah, now they don't offer the free games.
Yeah.
Because no one was playing them, so yeah, they still have Nitro, but there's now no. There's a bit of an incentive to use it, but there's not as strong an argument as before. But yeah, anyway, what I wanted to get back to was the fact that Rooster Teeth are very good at marketing to their fans. And this is something I've seen it pop up a few times. And outside of the people that follow them, they aren't pervasive into any other areas. And that is to their detriment.
I mean, Bernie talks about it. I remember a number of years back when Reddit gave them a subreddit.
Yeah.
Because he was like, yeah, it was. I'm kind of gutted. He was saying like, I'm kind of gutted about it because I'm very gutted about it because whenever we used to post shit, it was basically free. It was free advertising for us because we pop up on the front page of Reddit, and we get loads of new people come in and like check out stuff. Like if like I posted up like a vlog or whatever, it would pop to the front page of Reddit, and people are like, who the hell's this and Rooster Teeth and this and the other. But yeah, I agree. Like, I can't fucking whatever the game is, something Vicious Circle.
Vicious Circle, yeah.
Was not advertised at all outside of like Achievement Hunter
content. Yeah.
And RT content. Like I'm not gonna lie, but most people who watch like Achievement Hunter and stuff like that, they don't. A lot of people who consume that sort of content don't buy games. I know that sounds weird, but there's a lot of people who will just watch passively, and like this is the whole streaming thing. Like they'll just watch somebody play a game, and that's become entertainment now. So asking people to buy like this 15 quid game, which is basically like one game mode, which you're seeing all of in its entirety, is like it's not gonna work. And I even I remember like when they released like Ruby Grim Eclipse, for example, they did a way better job of marketing that because I used to see banners and adverts on like Google ads for that game, and I never saw a single one for Vicious Circle. I never saw a single piece of advertisement except for the trailer they released on their own thing.
Yeah.
Which everyone was like, this looks weird, and then they watched the Achievement Hunter video, and that's like one of the most disliked Achievement Hunter videos in recent memory.
Yeah.
Because everyone was just like, this is just a mess to watch.
Yeah.
And it's a simple concept, but it's just been executed so like haphazardly. It's just so chaotic. Like it's the chaos is so far gone.
It's so entrenched, like, in the game that the
Yeah.
users couldn't make like a compelling narrative with what they've been provided.
Like it's not a bad idea. It's definitely not a bad idea for a game at all. But it's just like they emphasized a few things about it. They made it like essentially too fast. The gameplay's too fast. It's too hectic.
Yeah.
In addition to the whole betrayal mechanic.
Was it like a hyper speed evolve with a betrayal mechanic?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. One person was the chicken. There was four people who were against, but they weren't like playing together. They were against each other. Yeah. And then, like, if you died, you could become this thing which could possess other people, and you take control of their character, which meant that you need to know how all the characters worked, because you had to use all the abilities. Because if you died as your character, well, you either lose, or you've got to take over somebody else's character and have use all their abilities and stuff, which you might not be familiar with.
Yeah.
So there was like quite a steep learning curve in that way. Mm-hmm. And also the chicken thing was just like so fucking powerful.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't fight it. That was the thing. Like the big monster, you couldn't fight. You basically have to, unless all of you fight it, you were going to die. But of course, if there's no incentive for all of you to fight it, because it's better if you're the only one still alive.
Yeah.
So it was just, yeah, it was a bit. It was just too much going on with that game.
Mm-hmm.
Too much going on too quick. The art style didn't help. It was a nice art style. Things looked good, but it was just too chaotic. It was just too much.
Yeah.
But anyway, we're ragging on Rooster Teeth again. But I agree that they don't do advertising that well. Like I saw some advertisements for Genlock. I saw some.
Oh, I saw quite a few.
Yeah, like so they tried to broadcast that out, because they tried to broadcast that out in a similar under like the banner of Rooster Teeth / Ruby, because it was from the creators of Ruby, from the animators of Ruby, from the talent that brought you Ruby.
Or on Reddit, it was today I learned that Rooster Teeth has a new show coming out. I'm just like, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Styling it in certain, like styling it like some subreddits. I'm just like, oh, that just doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just like, I know. I don't know what it is. I mean, like recently, there's been a load of really good content coming out of Rooster Teeth. There has been some phenomenal fucking content. Like Achievement Hunter are on fire right now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The Weird Place is probably my favourite thing I've watched.
The Weird Place was great. Like all of the Let's Plays, like now, because they've expanded the cast so much, they can just, you don't notice the people are missing now. Like,
yes.
Gavin being in videos is like a treat, where it's like, oh my god, Gavin's here, but it's also like when he's not there, the others have such a capacity to bounce off each other. Like, because Trevor is very common now, as is Matt, as is Lindsay, as is Fiona.
Yeah, I think my favourite new interaction is Fiona and Gavin, like, because that's really rare. But when they're together, they're bloody good.
I'm such a fan of Trevor and Jeremy and Trevor and Michael.
Yes. Yeah.
Like as well, and of course, like just because Jack is always the same as he has been.
Yeah.
And so's Ryan, and like Ryan, the animosity between Ryan and Matt. Like, it doesn't have very often. When they clash, they fucking clash hard. Yeah. And it's so good. But that's the thing. Like, and they've got a cast of, a constant cast of, like, 9 now. No, 10 now. No, wait. Hold on. There's 10. A constant cast of 10 at this point. Or 9. No, 10. Yeah, 10. Fuck. Can't count.
Is it?
But they don't play more than, like, at the very most, like, an 8-player game. But generally, they still stick to like the 4 or 6 player games.
Yes.
And like I don't know how well the streaming's doing, but they're still doing that at a pretty consistent rate. Let's Roll's coming out with some really good stuff. Is it the Stranger Place, which came out like probably about a year ago at this point, but that's still phenomenal to watch again.
April this year.
It might have been this year.
March or April.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think there's 11 people in Achievement Hunter.
I'm trying to think. There's the 6.
There's the 6. Then there's Lindsay, Fiona, Alfredo, Trevor, and Matt.
Fredo! I forgot about Fredo!
Yeah!
How did I forget about Fredo?
I don't know. I was like, I think he's forgetting Alfredo.
Oh, I don't forget Alfredo. He's like, because he's just Yeah.
He's so good in like TTT.
Yeah, but he's so useless
they're dead.
at anything that's not a first-person
It's the
shooter.
best. It's the best. It's so funny.
Which is so good, and like he's really good at FPSs, and then it's just like, but yeah, some of the shots like he's pulled off in TTT. There was somebody did one recently as well, which I was just like, I think it was either Michael or Jeremy that sometimes every now and again gets like a flick shot, and they're just sitting there like,
I did that.
how did I do that? But yeah, no, there was there's the Cast of 11, and they still go through like Heave Ho. Have you been watching that?
Oh my god, yes.
I've got part 3 queued up behind this right now.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be watching it on the Rooster website. But like, oh my god, I was howling.
Yeah.
I was absolutely howling.
Who's in that one? It was Ryan, Jeremy.
Well,
Michael,
part
Gavin?
1 was different between part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was
I didn't watch part 2 yet.
okay. Part 2's less
Jeremy,
funny.
Michael and Gavin. So.
Part 2's less funny. So part 1 was Jeremy, Ryan, Gavin, and Michael.
Yeah.
Part 2 is Trevor, Jeremy, Ryan, and Gavin. So there's no Michael in part 2.
Okay.
It's a weird combination, that lot, because
yeah,
it works, but Gavin is full on prick mode. Which if that gets, because that kind of gets to me sometimes. Like if that really gets to you, you might not enjoy it as much. But because there's no Michael to rein him in and call him a dumbass, basically.
Yeah.
But it still worked quite well because of course like Trevor's like, oh yeah, Jeremy, don't do it. So yeah, there was part 2 which was good. And yeah, I'm about to watch part 3. I'm not sure who's in that one. But yeah, like there's just been so many good Let's Plays recently.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad that they've taken not GGG, you are GGG, no, Gmod on as a more consistent show. It's taken them a while to like really gel with it, and now it's good every time it's out.
Well, now the thing is, I think they're talking about an off topic is because they've got close to the Dirt Crew, who's like Chill Chaos and Zero Viking and Galm, Diction. Is Diction part of it?
I don't know. They definitely did videos in the past.
Well, those 3, right? Yeah.
Diction and Chilled definitely did.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that lot because Chill Chaos knows how to do the mods. And like he's given a list, like as Jeremy was saying on the off topic recently. He was like, yeah, I have a list of mods that Chilled has given me to use, that he's like pre-approved, and I've watched his Let's Plays of him using them. Yeah. And we're just going to go through and slowly add them in. Yeah. You know, like they because they could just like do it all at once, but they know like no, that's going to confuse everyone.
Yeah.
Because like it's probably like the 7th or 8th Let's Play now when they've been doing the custom roles, but now people are starting to get the hang of shit. Yeah. And like watching it, you don't have to be like, oh, what's a Phantom do? You know, what's a Jester do? People kind of, or at least.
If you follow it, they're figuring it out, and we're figuring it out because they're figuring it out. So it's working.
It's working well. So like I think
narrative way.
Yeah. I think the next thing is they might try some like different game modes because hopefully there's some really fun ones in Gmod. Like I think one of my personal favorites is Trash Compactor, which is just so dumb. It's so.
What happens in that?
Have you not played that one?
No. I've barely played Gmod.
Yeah.
I just have it.
Because we normally play Trouble in Terrorist or Murder. We do, or Prop Hunt every now and again. But no, Trash Compactor is great, and there's only like over 4 or 5 servers online with it on. It's one of those really small mods. But the way it works is you have like one guy who's in a high ledge location, and they have like grav gun, fizz gun, like the standard stuff which you have when you're playing creative. And then everybody else is in this trench, which like depending on what map you're taking, this might be just like a corridor, it might be like a literal trench, and they have a gun. Like it's the one from it's the one from Murder. It's the one-shot revolver thing. So the person up top is like they're at such an angle they can't be seen. But what they can do is they can shove stuff off the ledge where they're at, and it will fall into the trench. But what it does is because of the physics, because there's like there's a mod there, it hyperspeeds it. So like you drop like a barrel, and then it just fires like a rail cannon. Like straight at the people who are down the bottom. Nice. So then they just get absolutely fucking wasted. And the entire thing is like you just have to dodge everything, because then either the time runs out and you win, or the person up top can come down and try and kill you, but you have a gun or you have a way to kill them, but they have like grenades and stuff, and like there's one of the maps which is great because it's like a it's like a under a highway, it's like a trench.
Yeah.
So under a highway, I've already told you what's going to be doing. You need like chucking like full on cars and lorries and like bollards, and like depending on how big something is depends on how fast it goes, because like the big trucks you can see coming, but of course if they hit you, you're fucked. But like if you drop a traffic cone, it goes like a fucking bullet.
Yeah.
It's so good. But there's so many other random mods that they could do, which I hope they get round to. Cool. Like I think they played Death Run a couple of times. That's not so great, but that's kind of fun every now and again. But yeah, they're definitely gravitating very towards Trouble in Terrorist Town recently.
Yeah. Yeah. It would be cool if they... Are there custom roles for murder?
I don't think so. There might be.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, murder's good anyway, because it's always just the same.
Murder's good. The only problem with murder, I find, is that there's not many maps for murder.
Uh-huh.
Like, they've done a quite a good job recently with Trouble in Terrorist Town by playing different maps, and playing, like, good maps as well.
Yes.
Like, a lot of the ones they play, because we play them as well. And we've played these maps, and we're like, oh, it's this one, or whatever. But, like, there's a couple of them recently we're like, ooh, this is new. We need to fucking figure out what map this is. Because this looks really good.
Yeah. Oh, and they did their achievement city one as well, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good. Oh, man. When Gavin, like, shot Jeremy and then he got sniped at the same time. And he was like, oh my god, did I hurt you? He was like, fucking, I hate you as the detective. I hate you. So good.
Oh, dear. That's crazy.
But yeah,
cool.
like, on top of, like, that, sorry, to close that, on top of, like, that, not just achievement stuff, like, RT Life and RT Shorts recently have been pretty decent.
I haven't watched the shorts.
The shorts have been alright. They've not been like top quality, but they've been alright. They've been decent.
Okay. So the best thing that they've done that's not really like a scripted show or anything that I think they've put out this year is the Great Microwave Heist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was real good.
If people haven't seen that, go fucking watch it. Watch the order I watch it in is Achievement Hunter Part 1 first.
Yeah.
Rooster Teeth's, and then Achievement Hunter Part 2.
Part 2. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's that... Oh, not to spoil it in case anyone hasn't watched it. I mean, I don't know who else...
So good.
But there's that shot in... I think it's in the... Yeah, it's the shot in Achievement Hunter Part 1 where somebody's filming them running across the courtyard and you can't quite tell what angle it's at. Yeah. And I saw that shot and I was like, that's a very weird shot to include.
Yeah.
Like, why have they included that? And then by the end of it, it just becomes so clear. It's so good.
It's so funny. It's so good.
Yeah, my favourite bit, without trying to spoil it, my favourite bit of that entire bit is Part 3, when Trevor's like, right, where are my boys at? And then he pans across and they're just hauling ass across the car park. It's so good.
Oh, so funny. Just, it's just so well done. Thoroughly enjoyed that as well. But yeah, they're still good at doing stuff. They're just their reach just isn't.
I think everyone kind of. I think everyone agrees they plateaued a bit and they just reached a little too far. Just a tiny bit too far. And there's also like a couple of people I've decided to leave recently as well. Like Gray left. Ellie left. Ellie Main.
Yes, that was very recent, wasn't it?
Shit, I've forgotten.
Ashley left.
Yeah, Ashley left because of the pregnancy. Maybe, I don't know.
Well, she said she's leaving because she was going to focus on being a mum for a while.
Which is fair. That's her first kid, isn't it? So.
Yes, it is. So
yeah. No, fuck.
Max left.
Max. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah, Max has left, which is like, I like Max.
But you know,
yeah, but there's still like the familiar faces around. Like Blaine's. I think Blaine is never going to leave, to be honest. Same with like Barbara and John and like Miles. And of course, like I think pretty much most a lot of Achievement Hunter are pretty cemented in there.
Yes, yeah, they lost Andy though.
They did, yeah.
That was a shame.
That was
considering,
unfortunate.
Like, the internet box and all that stuff that went on, but before they all joined Rooster Teeth, that was before even Barb joined, and she was the first one of the crew, I think. And Ray was on it as well.
I believe so, yeah, because that was who was that? It was Ray, Michael, Barbara,
Lindsay,
Lindsay,
Mike, Kroon, who was an intern for Achievement Hunter as well before most of the others got employed, and Dylon. I don't know if I'm forgetting anyone.
I never particularly listened to the internet box, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was there was so many good podcasts back then. Like, because I was when people were like, oh, internet box, I was like, fuck you, internet box. I'm listening to the Mana Tank. Fuck you. I'm listening to Epic Battle Cry.
Yeah.
Like all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, it's crazy to think like what the community was doing back then, and now like I have no grasp of what the community is doing anymore, and it's just a shame. Like, basically, in terms of like the wider community, like there was always things that were going on in the background back then. Now I'm certain there's like hundreds of things going on, but I know about none of them. And I'm not saying that I need to know about all of them, but I enjoyed knowing about all that stuff. And that was stuff that I could say to people like Dom and other people that we know, like, oh, I think we should all check this out, or I think you should check this out, I think you'll enjoy it, because we all had this common interest. And now it's very difficult to find something that's like, oh yeah, this is something that we should definitely invest some time in.
I mean, very, very much in the what's sweeping the GGG right now. Very much is D&D. It very much is. Like, you were saying you haven't played in ages. Honestly, if you want to play, talk to Emma.
Okay.
Because she's got this world, and this is the Saturday group which I play, and she has this world that she has like full on Tolkien the shit out of, and she keeps running like these random one shots. So she has a Discord server which was, it was 5 people strong, and now it's 6 including her, and now it's expanded to like 12 of us, and like I run a group on Tuesdays now as well, and that's like mostly GGG people. Nice. So yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Yeah.
Basically, Emma got bit by Critical Role, and it's kind of spreading because as soon as the admins do something in GGG, like the rest of them kind of flock to it.
Yeah.
And the rest of us kind of flock to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
fair enough.
That's been taking up all of our time, to be honest.
Cool. Right, let's bring this in for a landing.
Oh my god, we're almost an hour.
Yeah,
Holy
we're almost
shit.
an hour. Yeah, man.
Oh, I am sorry, audience, if you made it through all this. Holy fuck, you might want to cut this into 2 parts.
Thanks for listening.
Mark.
That's not happening.
No,
I'm unemployed, so you know. I've got more stuff. I can spend time working on it, so it's fine by me.
We need to this is the problem. We need to catch up. We keep just recording a podcast and not talking to each other for 4 months.
Yeah, I know.
We need to remedy this.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to jump in GGG whenever there's a game night going on. Just like, let's play some games or whatever, and just chill out. And yeah, I have a relatively, I don't know, not limited selection of games. I know that I have games that other people play, so I'm available, but I should try and figure out how to just... Yeah, I need to figure out what time it aligns with here as well, because like I think it's usually 9 PM UK time?
Normally, but we haven't really done game night in ages. That's the thing. Like,
that was the thing. I look out for like if someone's pinging, and I didn't see any, so I'm just
we haven't done like game night anyway. We're supposed to be wrapping up here.
Yeah, I know.
I know. But like Saturday, like because I said at the start of this, like Emma's been away. We mentioned she's been away in Scotland and stuff. It is very much in the GG. We do flock to things. Like when people join chats, it's like if I join or if Emma joins or if Andy joins, DG joins, and then people will just start appearing out of the woodwork.
Yeah.
But like the past couple of weeks, because we've had 3 of the major members not in the country, and I've not really been active.
Yes.
Like the past 3 weeks, like it's been pretty dead in the chat. Which is unfortunate, but at the same time, like we know we're around. It's just nobody's had time to do anything.
Yeah, fair enough. Right, Dom, where can we find you across the internet?
You can find me. The best place to find me nowadays is Twitter. I am McDom023k, so MCDom DOM023k.
Cool.
I I am on Steam as McDom as well. Best place though is Twitter.
Twitter. Wicked. I can be found across the internet. I think the best place to find me at the moment is on Instagram at Ethafar, YTHAFAR. I try and auto tweet everything that goes onto Instagram on Twitter as well, just to keep that up. But yeah, this has been the Easily Excitable podcast. Dom, thank you very much for joining me this week.
It's my pleasure, Topham, anytime.
Excellent. And thank you everyone for listening. Have an exciting week. Goodbye.
Toodles.